I have lost count of the amount of times I've tried to beat this fucking mission. I am going insane. Going insane! Mostly because, I don't know, man. It feels like they've changed some stuff about how the combat goes. Like, they've strengthened some enemies, they've changed some animations, or some, like, data in the back, and the game feels worse, right? Like, parries don't feel as, like, effective, dodging doesn't feel as effective. It's really weird that they would do that.
Their weapons will lead the counterattack. The Cadian commander can brief you on the fortress's current status.
The Tyranids will pay for what they have done here. We must get down there, brothers. The Cadians will only last so long against that brute.
The fortress's Icarus las cannons are strong enough to bring down that beast and the towers. Even with your aid, we do not have the forces to penetrate the main gate. You will need another way in.
Hold your position. We will access the las cannons.
This path will lead you into the jungle and towards the fortress.
Okay, let's do this.
Captain, we are leaving the Cadian position to seek a way to access the fortress's cannons.
The front gate is inaccessible, so you must enter from below. The fortress schematics show a waste reclamation center. Travel beneath the Tyranid and up into the fortress. I would prefer a frontal route.
Do what we must.
What? Yeah, whatever. What the fuck ever. We're not even gonna try this. We're not even gonna keep going this one. We're not even gonna keep going. Not even gonna keep going. Parried, only one guy gets pushed back. No, it pushes everybody, actually. Actually, it's supposed to push everybody, not just one guy. Another thing that doesn't seem to be working as before, which makes the game worse. Seriously, man. If this doesn't go back to feeling the way it did before, this game is going to start leaking players. You're going to start bleeding players. Like, I guarantee. Make the game play the way it did before. I don't care that you want the game to be harder. No one does. No one cares. We want the game to play well. We want the game to be fun. We want it to be enjoyable. It's a power fantasy, alright? It's not supposed to be fucking hard. It's supposed to be fun. And if you make it hard by taking shit away from the player, you're doing it wrong. Okay? Make it hard by making the monsters tougher. Hit harder. There be more of them. Don't make it harder by making it harder for the player to play the game. The fuck is the matter with you? Stupid. Really, it is stupid. Anybody who thinks that it's a good idea to just go, yeah, no, we made the game harder by taking resources away from the players. And you think that that makes people want to play the game more or less? Because I guarantee you, people are going to go, oh, they ruined the class I wanted to play? Okay, I'll play something else. You want to know how I know that that's what happened? Diablo 4. They looked at all of everybody's favorite builds. It's like, oh, people really seem to like playing Whirlwind Barbarian. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to nerf it into the ground, make it completely unusable. You want to know what happened? Barbarians stopped playing the game. Then they did the same shit for Necromancers. Necromancers stopped playing the game. They did the same shit for Mages. Mages stopped playing the game. Druids came out the gate fucking ruined already, so no Druids were playing. And so you lost all of your player base. All of it. That's what's going to happen. Keep nerfing things. See what happens. Helldivers... People said, oh, you know, it's not because of the game itself, it's because of the Sony stuff that Helldivers is losing players. Yeah. Is that why as soon as they started to do things the way the actual audience wanted, the players came back? Is that why? Is it? Because if so, if that's what you really think, if you really think that it's just because of the Sony thing, you're an idiot, you don't know what you're talking about, you should probably be quiet from now on.
The Tyranid Tyranids have already established their capillary towers.
It was entirely because they kept nerfing the favored weapons, right? Instead of looking and going, okay, people really like the Breaker. It's a really strong gun. Let's make all the other guns as good. Instead, they nerfed the Breaker. And they didn't just nerf it. They nerfed it to the point it became unusable. So, what were you planning on doing after that? Nerf the next weapon that people started using? Was that it? Like, if there's only one weapon that's good, people are only going to use the one weapon. If there are multiple weapons that are good and one weapon that's really good, people are going to use the good weapons. If people are only using one weapon, it doesn't mean that that weapon is overpowered. Especially if we're talking about PvE only. It means that the other weapons are too weak. To the point that they're not fun to use.
The front gate is inaccessible, so you must enter from below. Fortress schematics show a waste reclamation center. Travel
And honestly, this like thing where you can't recover armor when allies are too far away, I don't like it, man. I don't like it, because sometimes you need to divert from the rest of the group. When there's a lot of AoEs, when there's a big boss, when there's a horde, like, you're not gonna all be fighting next to each other. It doesn't happen that way. It doesn't work that way ever. Like, every time I'm in a horde fight, the group splits, because that's just the thing that happens. Even if we're all roughly in the same area, we're far enough away. Like, look at this. Look at this. Look at the distance that we're at. We're super close from each other, and this thing was still empty. This thing at the center of my screen was still getting lower and lower. I'm getting hit multiple times. I shouldn't be getting hit multiple times. Oh, okay. You hit me while I was parrying. Okay. So that's gonna be the end of the video, guys. Yeah, this isn't fun. This is not fun. It's really not fun. I keep trying. I kept trying. I spent 2 hours on this, just trying. And if I hadn't been weakened, and I don't know what the hell they did, it doesn't feel good. This isn't fun. This doesn't feel good. This doesn't feel fun. I don't know what they did. I don't care what they did. Revert it. Undo it. This isn't fun. Alright? I'm surrounded on all sides. If I get hit one time, I cannot react to further hits, which is wrong in every sense of the fucking way, unless you have a combo game. As in a fighting game. If it's a fighting game, okay, fine. But this isn't a fighting game, alright? This is a horde game. If I get hit once, and you don't let me react, I'm gonna get hit more. Okay? That's just the way it's gonna play. Every time. So, fix it. Make it the way it was before, or tone the fuck down the lethal difficulty. Because whatever you did for lethal difficulty, if this is exclusive to lethal difficulty, where the Raveners now leave damage on the ground that isn't properly showcased, take that out of the game. Just go into that bit of code that does that, just comment it, or just delete it entirely. I don't care. I don't want it in the game anymore. I don't think anybody does. I'd heard people complain about this. I didn't know what the hell they were talking about. I thought they were talking out of their ass. I now see they weren't. I now see that they were, in fact, not talking out of their ass. Because this feels bad to play. This doesn't feel good. This does not feel like the same game it was 3 days ago. When I played 3 days ago, before the patch. This is not the same game. It's markedly worse. It feels worse to play. The attacks don't hit hard enough. We have a Thunderhammer that hits like a wet fucking noodle half the time. Like, seriously, man, I don't know what you did. I don't know what you did. It doesn't feel good. That thing in the center where if I'm more than 5 feet away from teammates, I can't win by armor back. Take it out of the game. I don't care. I don't care. You wanna know why? You wanna know why? Even if it doesn't have an effect. Even if it's just not actually doing all that much, having that thing distracting me from the fight, constantly telling me, hey, beep, 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 in my fucking ear, telling me to get back together with my crew, that's bad. That's awful. I don't want that. I'm fighting. I'm fighting for my fucking life. If I get hit one time, I know I'm gonna get comboed 5, 6, 7, 8 hits back to back to back to back. And I'm gonna die instantly. And that feels awful. So having something in my ear buzzing, just beep, 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 no, remove it. I don't want it. I don't fucking want it. The first 3 times it happened, I was just confused, like, what the hell? What is beeping in my fucking ear? It was just pissing me the fuck off. Having a lethal difficulty, sure, make it hard. Don't do it by taking my shit away. What is wrong with you? Make it hard by making the enemies harder. By throwing in more bosses, throwing in more elites. That was fine. That's perfectly fucking fine. Don't do it by taking my shit away. Don't do it by taking away my ammunition. Don't do it by taking away the health I can get. Don't do that. No. Ever. Never. Don't ever do that. No player likes that. You want to know why players like playing against high difficulty enemies? Players like high difficulty enemies when they have the resources to fight them. When they don't like them. Ever. You want to know why people like Dark Souls so much? Because it's really, first of all, the game isn't that hard. The game just doesn't pull its punches. You want to know why the game is allowed to not pull its punches? Because it gives you the tools to deal with it. Every single boss in Elden Ring that is considered, oh my god, this is so hard. Yeah, and then you summon a Spirit Ash. Usually the Mimic, because it's just the strongest one. Like, they tried to nerf it, but like just having a second one of yourself is really, really strong. So you summon a Spirit Ash, and all of a sudden, you can fight the boss on even terms, and it feels good to fight, right? You have the tools to fight. When you hold yourself back on purpose, it gets a little harder. But the game isn't meant to be hard. The game is meant to be fun and challenging. That's the difference. So, limiting the amount of ammo, bad. Reducing the amount of health drops, bad. If you're going to increase the amount of health taxation throughout the level, you cannot also reduce the amount of health. You can't do both, because one is already reducing the health, right? If you then reduce it further, what are we going to do? We're not going to do anything. We're not going to be able to fucking finish it. That's not fun. And you can sit there and say, oh, but it's not for everybody. Okay, I'm not everybody. I'm not everybody. Before this patch, on Ruthless difficulty, half the time I was finishing the mission by myself because people would just die. I can't do this. So, yeah, no, this is too much. If I need 2 other players to be extremely good at the game with maxed out gear to even attempt this difficulty, not good. Not good, not fun. But, with all that, I'm gonna call it here. Yeah, man, this is very disappointing. Very disappointing, and I really wish it wasn't. See you guys next time. Drop a like, drop a comment, drop a sub, do all that stuff. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. Cheers.